It go down in the DM. It go down, it go down. It goes down in the DM. It go down in the DM. It go down, tell it down.
Hello and welcome to another week of Down in the DMs. I'm joined by Rachel Hallam, Ethan Bird, and Ellison Hubbard. This week we're going to take on the NFL draft and give you a little bit of what we think is going to happen. And I'm just going to start it off. And with the first pick in the draft, the Bengals will select Joe Burrow, quarterback from LSU. And I think that this is just a given. Everybody knows that Joe Burrow is going to go first. He's just going to fit with this offense a little better than some of the other quarterbacks that are going to be in the draft. So that's where I think it's going to be the first pick is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think it's pretty given in this situation.
Yeah.
He's been selected to be with the Bengals since January before the draft conversation really even started. I don't think that there's any other decision the Bengals are going to go with. It's going to be good for them because it's going to help them kind of jumpstart their offense again and get them back into a group that they probably could be in with the receiver core that they have. So
Exactly. I mean, it's just predestined. As soon as he came out after the championship, it was like he's going number one with the Bengals. You know, Andy Dalton even said he can accept a role as the backup quarterback. So it's just it has to happen. And if not, I don't know what the Bengals are looking for. They need to get the offense moving, get the ball going down the field, get some points on the board. And of course, the defense needs to help out too. But just to get that start, like you said, Rachel, they need Joe Burrow back there, getting the ball out, getting around, getting out, getting points. So.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Andy Dalton. Rest in peace, Andy Dalton. QB1 becomes QB2, but I think the person who should be most excited about this is A.J. Green, quarterback that, Joe Burrow has better legs than Andy Dalton. I think that as the season progresses, he'll be able to hit windows better than Andy Dalton at this point, and A.J. Green should be ecstatic to have a star QB in the making behind his offensive line.
Yeah, definitely. Well, since we got that one out the way, I think the second pick of the NFL draft, the Redskins select Chase Young, the DN from Ohio State. I hope we're all in agreement here, but Chase Young is an outstanding defensive end, amazing pass rush. That's something you need on your defensive line that can dominate the O-line and get to the quarterback in the sacks because you don't have much time back there. And he led college in sacks. So imagine what he could do in the NFL. Sometimes people go like, can you transit or transfer that play from college to NFL? I think he can. I think he has it in him. He is a freak of nature. So he should be able to do that for the Redskins.
this one was pretty easy for me too. I think Chase Young is a shoe-in for a second. I mean, he probably could have gone first, but Bengals need a quarterback. Yeah, he's not important to them right now. But I think, this is definitely a good choice for them. He has the speed that really can't be taught that well coming off the edge. And so that's just a huge advantage for him, first of all. And, I mean, you're going to put him to a front seven with Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Ryan Kerrigan. And on Ron Rivera's Redskins defense, I think that could be the best defensive front in the NFL if they really put their mind to it. He's already the best edge rusher, and I think arguably he could probably be the best player in this draft. I think that this is an easy decision for the Redskins.
Oh yeah, these first two rounds are pretty easy to predict when you have the best quarterback season in college football history and a generational pass rusher, probably the best pass rusher since Von Miller in the draft. I mean, he's got a Zion Williamson type build. He's got a dream build for an edge rusher, 264 pounds, 6'5" in that speed. I mean, it's just a freak of nature, something that what are we feeding these athletes at this point? I just don't get it. Like the dude's the same age as me, and he's basically double my size, way better looking, and way better
freak of nature
at sports.
Freak of nature.
Yeah, like you all said, definitely have to agree on that one. You just kind of look at all those edge rushers that have come out recently in these drafts, and they've all been really successful. You have Myles Garrett, the Bosa brothers, just looking that edge. If you're going to draft an edge player, it looks like there's been so much talent the past couple of years that this is just another player that you have to get in the top. So I completely agree with you all on that.
Absolutely.
Well, we haven't been in disagreement yet, but I'm kind of thinking that it's going to happen soon. But all right, well, for the third pick in the 2020 draft, the Lions select Jeff Okudah, cornerback. I think that this is a great fit for them. I mean, they just traded away Darius Slay. They need someone that can replace him in the backfield for him. And he's going to work – I think he's going to work really well and complement Trey Flowers, and I just think that that's something that the Lions really need right now, is defensive linemen or defensive backs.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Rachel on this one. That's who I have in my pick. You just look at him. He has speed. He has size. The man run a 4.48 at the combine, and he's 6'1". He has 29 solo tackles, and he had 3 interceptions in that last year. So I think that this is a great fit. Like you talked about, they just lost Slay to the Eagles, so I think they're going to have to replace that position. So I think that's the best fit for them. So I completely agree.
You know, I really wanted to say that they were going to take Tua here. But, I mean, since 2010, since the Lions took I'm blanking on his name. The big defensive end that stepped on someone. Anyway, they haven't really taken any risks in the draft. This management team, the Lions management doesn't show me that they're willing to take risks, and for some reason they're so in love with Matthew Stafford that I don't think they're ready to step away. I mean, don't get me wrong, Matthew Stafford has put together a great career. Yeah, I mean, he's been a solid quarterback for the Lions, but in my opinion, it's time to move on. But I don't think they're going to take that risk on Tua. So I've got to agree. Jeff Okudah. I mean, this defensive depth in this draft is just unreal. Yeah. And I think that Jeff Okudah is, I mean, he's another guy that you can't pass on, and the Lions are going to play it safe.
Exactly. Because if you look at it here, you trade away Slay, and then you pick up Desmond Trufant, but he's not that big top corner in the amount of losing Slay to get him. So you have to get Okudah to equal it out, to help your defense out. Or you're just putting Trufant out there on the island and just giving him, like, here you are. You take over Darius Slay's position. So, no, they had to get Okudah. Okudah also, I remember hearing that he doesn't have any penalties on his college career. That is very – if you don't have any penalties, you have to be in the league. And so if he's not picked up now, I don't know who the Lions are looking for. But what I did see, according to ESPN and others, is they were looking for another trade. It just wouldn't be a smart move. Get Okudah, get your defense set. So that's what I'm thinking.
And then we're going to move on to pick number 4. And for the 4th pick of the NFL draft, the New York Giants will choose Jedrick Willis Jr. out of Alabama.
Wow.
Now, this is an offensive lineman pick, but when you think of the Giants, what more do they need other than help to protect Daniel Jones? I mean, the dude, he's very, very, very talented, but what can you do when you're getting flattened by 300-pound men every drive? I mean, the biggest. I mean, the Giants have a lot of gaps, but their biggest gap is the offensive line. I mean, at 312 pounds, 6'4", I think Willis will be very, very successful day one starter for the Giants to protect Daniel Jones and hopefully help them get a little bit more offensive production.
Okay, I agree that they are struggling offensively and they need that offensive line. I don't think he's going to do it for him. I think that they're going to have to pick up Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle. I think that he's the better situation here. Obviously, Barkley and Jones are great on their offense, but like you say, they need that protection on offense. And I think that Wirfs is going to do it. I mean, you have an overall graded in the 99.1 percentile for NFL offensive linemen. I just think he's a huge asset for a team that's struggling offensively, like we've talked about.
Again, I'm going to have to agree with Rachel. I also have Wirfs going in that position. You just look at the offensive linemen that have been produced out of Iowa. I mean, they have Brian Bulaga that's come out. They have Marshall Yonda. So they're known for producing those really good offensive linemen. So I think Wirfs is just going to be another offensive lineman. And like you've all said, they need that offensive line position in New York, and that's where they're going to go, in my opinion.
I think that the Giants are going to trade this pick up because they need more than just this old lineman. So they're going to trade it up to the Jags, and the Jags are going to get Javian Kinlaw because right now Campbell's gone, and then Yanni's over here begging for a trade. If they don't get a move on Kinlaw as soon as possible, their defensive line is going to tremble down. So the Giants are seeking for a trade, and if they can get the ninth and other pick from the Jaguars, then it looks like that's going to happen, and the Jaguars are going to get this fourth pick and take off with it. So that's just what I'm thinking. I mean, I like those other ideas that you guys have, but it's just not as certain than the trade to the Jaguars.
Finally, some disagreement. I kind of like it. Okay.
And for the final pick of the draft, we have the Dolphins selecting Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama. This is a really difficult one because there are so many things that could happen with this. There's a lot of trades that people are talking about. But I think that Tua is going to be the one that is picked up by the Dolphins. This Dolphins team really needs a change, and a change fast. They need a new quarterback to bring in there. And Tua is just kind of a different quarterback that they haven't had at all in their time of existence. So I think that he is going to be the pick that they need to get.
I agree with you there. Because Tua can move the ball down the field. He can get an offense rolling. I know that offensive coordinator, the head coach, I know that they feel Tua is that fit. I know Justin Herbert probably could be the fit, but Tua, they know what he can do. They've seen the games he's played, the championships he's won. So Tua is just a great pick, as you said, Hunter, for the Dolphins.
I also think that the Dolphins are going to take a quarterback at the 5th pick, but I don't think it's Tua. I think it's going to be Justin Herbert. And the reason for that, I think the Dolphins management, coaches, all that stuff. Despite all the losing and the struggles, they've kind of stuck to one plan and one type of mold. And Justin Herbert fits that, but he's probably the best quarterback that they're going to have in that system in a long, long time. I think in this draft, Justin Herbert, he's the best field scanner and field reader of any of the quarterbacks in the draft. He's very talented. He's got a big boy arm. And a Preston Williams and Justin Herbert connection, I think, would be very, very, very successful. Lots of production there. And I just think that the Tua has too many question marks for his health for the Dolphins to really take a chance on him. I mean, they've struggled with longevity of quarterbacks for so long. And Justin Herbert played 4 years in college football. Like he can handle some hits, and he can handle a very heavy workload. So yeah, Justin Herbert to the Dolphins.
I think you said it all, Ethan. That was who I was going to go with too. This one was kind of a toss-up for me. Obviously, I thought the Dolphins were going to be picking a quarterback in their first pick, but I think that Herbert is just going to be a better fit for them. I think that they've just, like you said, Tua has too many question marks with his injury history, and I don't think the Dolphins are really set on trying to deal with that and being too unsure about how he's going to perform in the coming season. But the Dolphins already have 3 picks in the first round. I think that they're going to be able to get the guy that they want under center, and I think that either way they're going to be getting a good quarterback. I just think Justin Herbert definitely fits that mold better.
I just think that Tua is just too good of an opportunity to pass up. I know his health is a concern, but you saw what he did at Alabama. So I wouldn't want to pass up an opportunity of a quarterback like that. He's mobile, and that's what the game is now, is you need a quarterback out there running and making guys miss like Lamar and Patrick Mahomes, and I think Tua fits in that category. I just want to know, where do you guys think Tua will go with Ethan and Rachel, since you guys don't believe the Dolphins are going to pick him up?
I just think that the Dolphins already have their heart set on Justin Herbert. They've already been showing that they want him more than they've shown much more interest in him than they have in Tua. And I think that Tua, there's been a lot of momentum building for his downfall on draft night, and it's just kind of, like I said, it's really up in the air. I do think that the Chargers might pick him up in the 6th pick, but I don't know. We're gonna see. It's just, like I said, everything's up in the air. It's just kind of crazy. But
yeah, definitely Tua to the Chargers. I think that's a no-brainer for me. But Justin Herbert's he could be mobile too. I mean, in that Rose Bowl against Wisconsin, he had so much production with his feet. He had touchdowns with his feet. He showed that. I mean, he struggled in his collegiate career in bowl games, and he showed that he can play in big games, and he can make opportunities when there are none against a very, very skilled Wisconsin defense. And Justin Herbert it just feels right. It just feels right. It just clicks. Dolphins, Justin Herbert, just like that.
Well, you guys are talking about that 6th pick, so I think I'll just jump in there and give my opinion. So I think the Chargers select with the 6th pick Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from Clemson. I think that Simmons is going to be the pick that they're going to go with. Telesco has talked about how he wants the best player in the draft. I think Simmons is a player that they can get on that defensive side. They can really add him with Derwin James, and they can put those players anywhere on the field, and they're going to do something. So I think that the Chargers are going to take Simmons.
I like it a lot, to be honest, because Philip Rivers moved on. The Chargers don't have their quarterback right now, but they do have Taylor, and I think that Taylor is going to be a good fit for them for now anyway. It's obviously rebuilding time for the Chargers on offense, but I just think I kind of like that. I do like that. I mean, building on their defense that they've already kind of built up and have gotten healthier and better throughout the years. So I think that's a good pick.
Some breaking news real quick. I just see the Dolphins are trying to trade up to number 3 so they can get an offensive tackle. So while we believe these quarterbacks might get picked up, they really want an offensive tackle. They might be believing in Fitzpatrick to continue to do the job, or they might just pick a quarterback later on in the draft. Just to give you guys a little head up there. I don't know, Tua, Justin, you guys might be later on in the draft. But
no, that'd be pretty cool. Now I'm going to run off of that a little bit. That was some surprising pick from you, Hunter. Basically, every mock draft I've seen has had Tua to the Chargers, and that's surprising news from you, Ellison. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think will be the biggest surprise pick in this draft?
Oh God!
I think Jordan Love being picked earlier than later on in the first round would be very shocking. I think, like if the Chargers picked up Jordan Love, it would be a shocker, a surprise to everybody. But I believe he is capable of playing and being picked up earlier in the league. He shows it. I played him, so I know what he can do. He great pocket presence, not scared, knows how to get out and not get sacked. He hasn't been sacked much within the last 2 years of playing him. So, and I see the beautiful passes he make when he shouldn't be throwing the ball. He throws the ball, wide receiver catches it, touchdown. I'm like, this is a quarterback that you want. He can do everything that you ask for in a quarterback. So that is my surprise pick, Jordan Love.
I think if I were going to go with the surprise pick, it might be one of these receivers. This receiver class is really deep. I think one of these receivers might go a little earlier because these teams really want a receiver right now. And I think they're going to go a little higher than everybody's expecting. So CeeDee Lamb somewhere a little higher in the draft. I'm not too sure exactly where, but I could see a receiver going a little higher than we're expecting.
I kind of like what Ellison was saying. I think that Jordan Love could probably go earlier in the draft, like you kind of said. I mean, like we talked about, Chargers are looking at quarterbacks. I mean, why not look at Jordan Love? If you're playing in the conference that the Chargers are in against somebody like Patrick Mahomes, you definitely need a quarterback to support you and to go against that too. So I think I kind of like that. Yeah, I could see that happening. I think it would definitely be a shock, but be kind of good way to mess up the draft. So
now, Ellison, I've got a question to implore you about. So I was watching, ESPN a couple days ago, and Adam Schefter compared, and this has been a comparison that Jordan Love has talked about. I mean, he's been compared, his legs, his arm strength, his instincts. He's been, compared and in the same sentence of Patrick Mahomes. Now, playing against him and seeing him on the field, do you see anything like that?
I could see in the throwing deep passes and getting out of the pocket, yes. I don't know about any of the trick passes or none of that because he didn't really do any of that. He just knows he's aware of who's around him and who's coming to get the sack on him. So if he knows he's about to get sacked or he's getting pressured, he moves to the side a little bit, gets out. Just a little space is all he needs, and he's throwing that deep pass because he knows his wide receivers can make those moves and get open. So I wouldn't say I can compare him in a few things against Patrick Mahomes, but I don't believe him and Patrick Mahomes are similar in a way. Just a few things. If they were very similar, he would be doing everything Patrick Mahomes, throwing the sidearm or, probably between the legs or something. But just similar parts, I believe he can compare with Patrick Mahomes in that way. So.
Yeah. All right, now my surprise pick, and I'm banking on this. I really feel good about it. Is Jake Fromm to the Patriots in second or third round. I think that the Bill Belichick and the Patriots have built the perfect system for any quarterback to succeed in. I mean, it's a 20-year system that hasn't failed through 2 generations of the NFL, basically. 2 generations of pocket passer NFL, mobile NFL, RPO, basically three, RPO NFL, and it's never failed for Patriots quarterbacks. I think Jake Fromm's a very solid quarterback. He put together a very good career at Georgia. He's got a lot of similarities to Tom Brady. I think he'll fit into that system beautifully. And the Patriots, they need a quarterback so bad. So bad.
So you think with the trade they made with the Buccaneers, you think that they're trying to pick Jake Fromm up that early in the first round? Is that what you believe? Because they traded Gronkowski to get the earlier pick from Tampa. So I don't know if they really wanted to not waste, but pick up a quarterback that early. Maybe though, because this is a surprise pick. So is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, it just clicks.
Okay.
It's kind of what they need right now, so it makes sense.
Okay. I just wanted to know. A little curious.
All right. Well, that was good, guys. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have more disagreements, but at the same time, I feel like this draft was kind of easier to put together in my eyes anyway. But thanks again for tuning into our very own version of the mock draft on today's Down in the DM segment. And be sure to tune in to one last segment next week. But again, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later, Rams.